Welcome back to the Psychological Paradigm Shift podcast. I hope you found the last episode informational and helpful. I'm Ed Rieger, your host. I'm the creator of the Psychological Paradigm Shift movement. You'll be able to find information on the entire layout of the movement on my website, psychologicalparadigmshift.com. On the website, you will learn what the mission of the movement is, the books I've written, the laws I am beginning to release, the podcast episodes, and you will be able to follow any political activities when we launch. Always remember, I'm only providing my personal opinions based on my experiences and education on psychological topics. We will always be talking about mental illness in a very blunt, transparent manner. The topics may be disturbing to some, and it will never be my intent to hurt anyone, only to share my ideas and thoughts. Tonight we're going to cover social and religious activities and the questions you may want to ask your potential romantic partners. Social and religious activities can show you very quickly what level of commitment the mentally ill have to a function or a group. And because religion is a very important part of some people's lives and part of their family generational foundations, religious beliefs and activities can be a positive or a negative fact of life for many. I'm going to focus on the perspective of the mentally ill who are involved or not involved in social or religious activities, as far as I see it. Do they participate in these activities alone or with family members? How obsessed are they about these activities? And can this level of commitment fit into your life plans with a potential partner? You can also see how involved they are with their families in these activities, or not, and how they might treat each other because of their beliefs. It will also show you their beliefs about you if you're not a religious person. This category of questions may be very controversial to some. Again, it won't be my intent to hurt anyone, just to share my thoughts. Okay, let's go ahead and get started with the questions. Do you participate in any social activities? How often? How long have you been participating in these activities? What do you enjoy about them? Are there any social activities that you would like to pursue in the future? What's intriguing about your choice? How often do you participate in these activities? Daily, weekly, randomly? Now, this will really start to show their level of commitment to that activity. If they're doing it on a daily function, weekly function, that will give you a lot of insight right there. Do you participate with any of your siblings in these social activities? Do you participate with your parents or in these activities? Do you participate with any of your aunts, uncles, cousins in any of your social activities? When was the last time you participated with your family in these activities? That's really important to know. Are they doing it alone, or are they doing it as a family group? How many times a year do you participate together? Why don't you participate with your families in these activities? Do you belong to any religious organizations? How long have you been attending them? How often do you attend? Daily, weekly, monthly, or only on special occasions? Do you currently participate in any religious activities with your siblings, parents, aunts, uncles, cousins? Did you ever participate with your family members in religious activities? Did you participate with your family when you were a child, young adult, or adult? Have you ever been disowned by your family because of their religious beliefs? Now, that's a really big question for somebody you potentially want to date or possibly marry. And we'll talk about this more. Does your family think you're not going to be joining them in heaven because of what activity or belief that got you disowned? Have you ever disowned any family member because of your religious beliefs? Do you still have a relationship with that disowned family member? Do you ever socialize with them? What kind of things do you do with them? Are there any actions that your children could commit that would demand that you disown them? Now, that's really important because you have to think to yourself, if you were to have children with them and your child was to do something that, based on their beliefs, would get them disowned by the family. And disowned is a really critical action that groups will commit against each other. So think about that. Do you believe that the family members you have disowned are going to be joining you in heaven? Do you socialize with any non-religious individuals? What do you do together? How often do you socialize with them? Do you socialize with their families? How often do you socialize with their families? What activities do you participate in with them? I've got to stop here for a second and apologize. If you're hearing this, I haven't had lunch and my stomach is growling, so you may hear that. I apologize, but I'll go forward here. How often do you socialize with their families? What activities do you participate in with them? How many non-religious people would you consider a close friend? How long have you been friends? So let me stop there for a second. I live in a very, very religious city in Utah, and I have associates and friends that are very religious. And I've known them for a long time. And I really don't ever socialize with them. I'm not really invited to any social activities with them, and vice versa. I may work with them. I may associate with them for business or so forth, but there's no social activities. And so this can be a very critical part of your conversation as you're dating and or planning to marry somebody. So it may seem like it's not a big deal, but depending on where you live and who you interact with, this can be an extremely big deal. All right. Have you ever dated a non-religious person? How long did you date them? Would you ever consider creating a permanent relationship or marrying a person who didn't believe in your chosen religion? Why did your relationship with a non-religious person not continue? While dating a non-religious individual, did you ever think that would not be allowed? They would not be allowed to join you in the afterlife? Have you ever dated someone of another faith? How long did you date for? Have any of your parents or siblings been a religious leader? How long were they in a religious leadership role? Were they ever dismissed from their leadership duties? What was the reasoning for their dismissal? Did you ever attend a religious school? Excuse me. Did you graduate? Have you ever been a religious leader? How long were you a religious leader? What made you stop being a religious leader? Have you ever been fired as a religious leader? What was it for? Have you ever been expelled from a religious group? What was the reasoning? Have you ever been involved in a cult? How long were you involved? How did you get yourself out of the cult? Have you ever received any psychological treatment because of your cult activities? Has any of your family been involved in a cult? Have any of your children been involved in a cult? What did you like most about the cult? What did you like least about the cult? Could you see yourself ever being involved in a cult again? Do you participate in any charitable activities? How often do you participate? Do you donate to any charitable organizations? When was the last time you donated to a charitable organization? Okay, you can see by these questions that you will get a pattern of isolated personal activity and social participation or religious beliefs and activities. Why? If their activities are normal to them and their families don't celebrate them together, the question will also tell you very quickly how they treat family members, ex-friends, and other members who don't follow the activities of the group exactly. They are disavowed, excommunicated, tossed aside for their differences. You must ask, what if you stray? Will they treat you that way also? This kind of thinking and behavior from a potential romantic partner is an extremely big red flag as far as I'm concerned. Depending on their level of commitment to the organization or religion or activities, if they are isolated in those groups to the point of not allowing other folks in society to participate in their life at all, that's kind of a tell sign that you should watch out for. All right, let's go ahead and end there. Next week, we're going to cover sport activities and gambling. Thank you for sharing time with me tonight. I hope this information was helpful to you as we progress through our psychological paradigm shift. Remember, you can go to the website, psychologicalparadigmshift.com, and I will post updates when I have them, and you can sign up to receive future information. I look forward to next week's episode. Take care of yourselves.